Madueke said yes to Mikel Arteta's project. Sorry, folks. Sorry, just putting that on charge. Madueke said yes to Mikel Arteta's project. Club to club talks will start in the coming days. I mean, Chelsea and Arsenal, we know how we work now because we buy a bunch of players and we just fresh off of buying Kepa for you, off you lot. So I can't imagine there'll be any hiccups then. I mean, Berta, sabotage this one. Please, Berta, just sabotage this one. You know this ain't the thing, fam. Big up Hand of Arsenal. Hand of Arsenal, big up yourself, yeah. But right now, it looks like there's legs in the race for Madueke. Rodrigo seems a pipe dream. So I don't really care about it per se, man, if that makes sense, man. Intermediaries with direct mandate from Saudi clubs have been told in no uncertain terms that Rodrigo's preference is to move to the Premier League, with Arsenal his absolute priority in case the deal can be struck with Real Madrid. I mean, because Caicedo's priority is to join Arsenal. Didn't happen. Madrid didn't happen. And I'm not trying to be negative. It's like, can hear that, but bids, fees agreed, medicals. Chelsea have shown interest in Nwaneri's situation only in case new deal won't be sealed with Arsenal. They've chased him since he was 14. That's nothing new there. And I can't imagine Chelsea City. Everyone will be alert and attentive to the situation of Nwaneri. I'd imagine, based on what I know of Nwaneri's close circle, they'll probably know you learn a lot at Chelsea, and you never know, they might make you a key player, but you probably want to go to somewhere you're going to feature a bit more prominently, or it's evident that you're going to be a key player. A team with less resources, just throwing random names out there, but Brentford, Leipzig, Dortmund, clubs that will house you, develop, and they know they're going to sell you at a premium. Nwaneri and Arsenal in talks over a new deal while player wants game time guaranteed. And actually, Nwaneri, you need to be selfish. Yes, you can sit here and say at 17, 18, he's played 20 odd times, 30 odd times for the club, which is progress. But it did come when there's bare injuries. And if you get Eze, Madueke, Rodrigo, this one, that one, on top of having Kai Havertz, who's probably going to like play in that 10 role ahead of him, Odegaard that's going to play in that 10 role. You've got Rice and Zubamendi. Don't get hung up on the 8s and the 6s, but he's seen as a long-term 10 or 8, right? They're going to feature more. You've got to be selfish because clubs do not care about you. You're useful until you're useless. So, yeah, I hope he stays. But it is what it is. Arsenal agree personal terms. Noni Madueke ahead of potential transfer, says Ornstein. Arsenal have agreed personal terms with Noni Madueke as they consider making an approach to Chelsea for the winger. Madueke has given the green light to the move, but there have been no club-to-club talks yet. Hopefully, they never start. Arsenal have good relations with Chelsea and have done business with them this summer with Kepa joining. Don't forget Kai Havertz. Madueke is of interest to Arsenal as they weigh up options to provide depth on the right wing. Interesting. Right wing. So is he gassing him and saying you can fight with Saka? While the England international is also capable of operating on the opposite flank. The Athletic reported on July 1st that Madueke was one of the options being considered by Arsenal as they search for a versatile attacking player to add to Mikel Arteta's squad this summer. Eze and Morgan Rogers are also under consideration. He made 45 appearances for Chelsea. He's currently over in America, the Club World Cup. He got 11 goals and 5 assists, 7 in the league, 3 of which came in one game. And he has had a hamstring injury. He's made just shy of 100 appearances. 91. He's played 91. He's got a deal for the next 5 years. So he's under 5 years. There's probably an element of a sell-on clause with PSV. They're going to want to chop bread. And also this helps Chelsea get some sort of money back. And this is a club that is selling, hotels and doing all of that. Really. It's jarring, man. It's jarring, man. It's jarring. Stay up, my dude. Patience. I'm patient, but bro, I can only talk about what's in front of me, innit? And this is not making sense. I'm really not trying to really give anything else beyond that. Despite frustrations over gentleman's agreement. You see what I'm talking about with this gentleman's agreement thing? You've seen it with Sesko, you've seen it with Gyokeres. Gentleman's agreement has no place in business. Cold-hearted writing. Benjamin Sesko's agent, Elvis Bazanovic, has been reluctant to pressure RB Leipzig to sell the forward to keep relations sweet should he remain in Germany, people. There's a growing sense of fear and anxiety. And this ain't even talking about Madueke, at RB Leipzig around the future of Benjamin Sesko. The club are in desperate need to sell players to rebuild their squad and have accepted that Sesko will be the man to fill up their kitty. That made me laugh when I did a video about this. I'm childish, I know. If you don't laugh, you'll cry anyways. The issue is that Arsenal have still not made a bid, and that is seriously worrying Leipzig. Sunsport understands, as it stands, negotiations over a fee that both clubs are happy to shake hands on are at a stalemate. Arsenal consider around 60 million a fair price, while Leipzig would prefer upwards of 70 million. Arsenal know that Leipzig are getting desperate and are in a weak negotiating position financially. Arsenal also already agreed on personal terms with Sesko. Sesko's agent has so far been reluctant to pressure them all. We've gone over that. Apparently, there's frustrations over a gentleman's agreement. Apparently, the player could leave for 60 million. That's in danger of being broken. One love for the super chat, my guy. If we get Madueke, Saka, Arteta, I'm done. That's not happening, man. Arteta's taste in attackers is shocking. Trust me. Even his track record of bringing in, he ain't really brought in anyone. I was there way before Omri and Burkamp since a toddler. I hear that, man. I hear that, but at the same time, bro, and I'm not saying you're saying this. This is not that. It's not. BBC Sport understands Arsenal will look to sell one of their more established first team players inside the next 12 months. Please smash the like button and let me know your thoughts, people. I will be scrolling up in the chat, man. Just, bit of order with what we're doing, because I think I've let you lot down. As much as I like to provide content for you lot provide a bit of therapy, get my thoughts off, feel a bit better now. Not necessarily about the situation, but I've had my laugh and moan. Martinelli has been extensively linked with a move away this summer, and it is understood that isn't something the club are ruling out. There are understood to be several clubs in Germany keeping on Kai Havertz's situation heading into next summer, when he'll have 2 years left on his contract. It's now clear the Arsenal hierarchy and Arteta have chosen Gyokeres. Berta has travelled to the Portuguese capital a few times, and negotiations are going well with his agent and Sporting. There's a lot of optimism from the Gunners that a deal can be done soon. Peter Rukis said, my understanding is that Gyokeres' reps were in Portugal for showdown talks with Sporting to try and thrash this deal out. There is growing optimism from his side and from Arsenal that they can get over the line. Gyokeres is the clear favourite now to make that move to Arsenal. No deal is done until it's done, but there is growing optimism. Arsenal finally going to get Gyokeres as their new 9. Sporting waiting for Arsenal to offer for Gyokeres. Apparently, he's due back for pre-season on Monday. Arsenal understood to have made headway with a potential move for Gyokeres in recent days. The player is very keen to join Arsenal. Significantly, the signing of Gyokeres is understood to have Andrea Berta's backing. Gyokeres was not a strong target for Arsenal prior to his arrival, but he believes he can make an instant impact. Should Arsenal sign Sesko or Gyokeres, it's likely to cost them in excess of 70 million. Watkins would be a cheaper option. Imagine Ollie Watkins and Madueke. I'm not saying it wouldn't work where Ollie Watkins is concerned, and less Madueke, but hey, goosebumps. It's understood Watkins and Gyokeres are 2 players Arsenal have explored moves for in recent days. Great stuff. Benjamin Sesko, Victor Gyokeres, who knows? Maybe Ollie Watkins. They're all being leveraged against each other. Arsenal want to do one thing, sign either Gyokeres or Sesko. Why don't you leverage Madueke with some left wingers? Anyways, Berto will be saying, if we don't get Gyokeres, we'll go for Sesko. If we don't get Sesko, we'll go for Gyokeres. I bet you neither Leipzig nor Sporting know the true reality. If neither come off, you've still got Watkins, but I think Aston Villa, because they just sold their women's team to satisfy PSR concerns, will be rather bullish and will hold out for 60 million plus. Arsenal will have to pay well in excess of 70 million to sign Rodrigo from Real Madrid, and possible competition from Bayern Munich and PSG could further increase the price. Apparently, 90 million is seen as the ballpark figure. We love his versatility and believe he could be a great guy. Eze is a separate matter, unlinked to any of the above targets or positions, even though he could also be utilised as a left winger. You've seen what Liverpool have done over the years and what Liverpool have done so far. You've seen what City, but Madueke is a game changer. Madueke, Kepa, Norgard, Zubamendi, might be missing out one. Arsenal now ready to make an offer, according to reports in Spain, of over 90 million for Rodrigo. You're not going to get Eze, Rodrigo, Madueke anyways, man. And a striker. The player has put talks with Arsenal on standby until the tournament ends. You did that. Well, you're not getting Rodrigo, so forget Rodrigo. Okay, you're going to get Madueke. Make sure you get me my Sesko and Gyokeres. Make sure you bring in Eze. Culture staff at Arsenal believe he could do a thing, people, and apparently he featured heavily in our internal recruitment policy plans and ideas for the summer, towards the latter half of the season. We won't make a move for him apparently until August, giving them time to balance the books. The player apparently hasn't spoken to Jabi Alonso just yet, people. This is actually what I thought we'd be talking about today, because apparently Arsenal were advancing on personal terms. Apparently Madueke hasn't asked to leave Chelsea. He's focused on the Club World Cup. He's understood to be open to a move to Arsenal. Now, clearly that's accelerated in the last hour or so. So we'll skip over that. Arsenal among several clubs interested in Madueke this summer. Where's the several clubs? Rise up, bro. Chelsea are thought to value the player at 50 million, but that price could be open to negotiations. Arsenal been looking for some backup to Saka on the right hand side, and now they could have done with it in his time out injured last season. Of course, Wanyeri's there, who did very well initially, but didn't play much towards the end of last season. He's young, just 18, and I think they see him more as an 8 or 10 in the future. How much game time is he going to get in midfield? So who can deputize in that position? They looked at Mbeumo initially. I think the difference is Mbeumo is actually good. He's on course to join United. They looked into Madueke as an option. I'm sure they have other options too. Bring up the other options. The advantage of Madueke is he has capabilities of playing on the other side as well. Bro, what does that mean? Because Saka can play right and left. Jesus can play right and left. Trossard can play on right on the left. Wow, professional footballers might be stronger on the right or the left, but they can play on the other side. Wanyeri could perform off the left. Might not be his strongest position. He can play there. The hell are we talking about? These are the things. When you say it, it makes sense. But like, you have to have critical thinking. So it's not really an advantage. Because nobody has said Madueke can't play off both flanks. No one. But he's a right winger, essentially. Nobody said he's as strong off the left. Some Chelsea fans say he's stinking up the place on both sides. Whereas Mbeumo very much has been in the right channel. And I think, well, Mbeumo can play off the left. The same kind of thing would be said with Madueke. It's just we're not going to go for Mbeumo. Well, we can't now anyways. I think some positive conversations have been held, but more on the player side, not club to club, between Arsenal and Chelsea at the time of recording. Things can change, obviously, which they have, because Ornstein announced some news. So there's something there. It's not to say it's going to happen, but there's a possible departure from Chelsea. And that's why they've been looking at these wide attacking positions in the market. So yeah, watch this space. We're watching it. But I know English. I don't want to. Apparently, we've held private talks. They're holding out for 50 million. Is this real? Is this happening? I don't even want to, like, we've gone over Rodrigo, but for what it's worth, Romano said, what's going on between Arsenal and Rodrigo? I can confirm Arsenal's position. It's very clear. Arsenal love him, bro. I love Kelly Rowland. Don't mean I'm going to go take a Turtle Bay today, am I? So where are we going with this? At the moment, there's no concrete negotiations, not even a bid. Why? Because he's very expensive. And everything for Rodrigo will be decided after the World Cup. Real Madrid will speak to Rodrigo's camp in the next few days to clarify the situation. Remember, he will only leave if the player decides to do so. Otherwise, Real Madrid are not desperate to sell. For Arsenal, it will depend on the price and financial package. At the moment, it's very early stages. Great stuff. We're set to pursue other priorities until Rodrigo decision. Should be doing that anyways. On Eze, Arsenal exploring a deal for Eze as things stand. They've held some conversations, not club to club so far. It's more with the player side of things. It'd be as a potential attacking addition. It's not like they would be looking at him and not a left winger or not a striker. Oh, he's a better left winger than Madueke. He's probably better right winger than Madueke. It's an additional thing. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's advanced. Arsenal, I think, wouldn't want to be going as high as the release clause. If they proceed with this, I'm sure Crystal Palace would like to see the release clause met if they're going to lose their player. Eze's release clause is timed, so it has to be hit within a certain period. Otherwise, it's not active and you have to negotiate like normal. We're not at that point yet. It's something that may develop, but it is a relatively embryonic stage right now. What's embryonic mean? Anyone? Any teachers here? We've got plans to sign three attackers, Eze, Rodrigo, and now striker. Personally, I think you can now hope for it to be Eze, Madueke, and either Sesko, Gyokeres, Watkins, Hugo Ekitike, or random Joe blogs. Get off my screen, man. Just get off my screen. Xabi Alonso on Rodrigo. I'm sure Rodrigo can return to his best form. I spoke with him. He's positive, eager, and ready when needed. Arsenal view Wanyeri as an 8 or a 10. Give him 8 or 10 minutes. As of this morning, Arsenal are not planning to announce Martin Zubimendi today due to yesterday's events. RP Jota. Bayern Munich apparently have poured cold water on Rafa Leao. You know what? Go for it, man. Just spend a piece now, man. Just spend a piece. Nico Williams, he's going to cost an arm and a leg. Tomiyasu obviously was announced as he's gone. Stop saying Madueke. Embryonic pre-birth stage. Okay, big up you lot. If we sign Noni, no matter what else we do, I'll be Arteta as well, sending me. Getting links showed interest to sign Eze, Gyokeres, and Rodrigo, but signing bums like Madueke, Sesko, and Norgard. I'm not gonna lie, I think Madueke is the bum. I don't think Norgard is the game changer, and I would have liked someone else. But all right, cool. That's when them kind of ones. That's when I care about Premier League experience. Mascara, cool. Tomiyasu's gone. We do appear to be well stocked defensively, but when we've gone over this before, when you actually start to look at it, it's not really young, impressionable. I think we hear he's 2-footed. So you might even be able to do the Tomiyasu thing, playing left back and right back. I know for a fact you can play left-sided and right-sided centre back as well as right back. I can see a use for that. Obviously, Eze, Gyokeres, Rodrigo, they whet the appetite. Beyond Madueke being able to play on the right-hand side, it's not making sense. That's a bum to me.